Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mr. Lee here. I'm at a friend's shop doing a turbocharger on an 08 Legacy. I had an opportunity to explain to you about the acetylene torch since I'm going to teach you guys the beginning of welding on Thursday. So we're just using a little heating adapter. I'm trying to heat up the downpipe flange bolts which are seized, right? So let's just look at the process of starting up a torch. Okay, right now there's nothing in the lines. All your main valves are actually fully closed. So the first things first, let's make sure both that the handle valves are shut, okay? And a good thing to always do when you're holding a torch, position so that the valves are obviously not facing your palms, facing away from your palms, because as you're working, you're not going to nudge these things and change the adjustment of the flame. Okay, so the first things first, these regulator valves are dialed all the way out. As you can see, you have one gauge that's for the line pressure, and the other gauge is for your tank pressure. As you can see, both of these tanks are full. So first thing, we're going to open both the acetylene and the larger tank oxygen. Open both tanks, right, first. Then you're going to dial in your actual regulator valve, okay? Remember the pressures for acetylene, you don't want any more than 5 psi, right there in the red. We're going to turn that up to 5. As you can dial it in, you can see that's about 5. And we're going to do the same for oxygen, right? It's 0 to 50, so 10 is roughly halfway up. So just about there. That's enough, okay? And when you're turning on the torch, first thing before we use the torch, I've already verified there's no fuel leak, no fuel smell, anything like that. I know where the fire extinguisher is on this car. I want to make sure there's nothing around the area that's flammable. And in case, I mentioned this to you in class the other day, this is a special protectant gel. Okay, if you're working around some surfaces that may catch on fire, you just spray the solution on there, and it performs like a fire retardant layer. Just for example, I'm not heating the intake, but this layer will not it'll protect the actual surface from getting burned by the surrounding flame that's being deflected. All right, so I'm going to light the torch and show you exactly how to get a neutral flame to heat up these nuts. All right, so both main valves are shut right now, so I'm going to open just the acetylene first, which is in the red. Okay, I'm going to light it up. You see how there's a lot of smoke, right? You're going to dial the valve out until you just stop seeing smoke. Okay, then you start bringing in the oxygen. All right, now you may or may not be able to see with the phone. Okay, so that's a little bit too much oxygen. That would be an oxidizing flame, and this would be a neutral flame. Okay, you can see the cone is in the middle, and you have a little bit of a feather. So this is what you'd be using to heat and to do your fusion welding. All right. So I'm just going to quickly heat up this bolt and then crack it loose. Okay. Okay. Firstly, you make sure there's nothing around that is flammable. Heat it till it's a little bit red. Okay, once it's red, and again, you verify there's nothing flammable. There's nothing here that's made of plastic. It's all exhaust system, so I'm not worried about it getting melted or anything like that. We'll warm it up, and then what happens is you can have an expansion on the nut around the stud, and it'll free it up, right? Especially exhaust fasteners, over time they get very, very tight because of the heat, right? Okay, remember to shut it off. A before O, acetylene, then oxygen. Okay, and when you're done, always, well, I'm still going to use this, so I'm going to not shut everything off, but let's imagine I was finished with the job. So what you got to do is make sure both of these valves are shut, okay? Close both tank valves, and what you're going to do is empty out the lines, right? So you don't leave this stored with pressurized gas. You see? Both your line pressures back to 0, right? I shut off the main valve, so this whole assembly is now empty of gas. Now you're safe to roll up the torch lines and put your torch back. Okay? Thanks.